Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing, and we've got a super exciting one today with the brand new Saturnine box for Warhammer The Horus Heresy. So first of all, I want to say massive thanks to Games Works for sending us this over early to review on the site. In this video we're going to be checking out all the contents of the box, so all the sprues, seeing how they go together, and then at the end of the video we're going to have a painted model kind of showcase to show what these look like in the flesh. We've got quite a few Horus Heresy videos up today. We're going to have a separate video where we go through the core book with a bit of a round table where we're chatting about the rules changes and showing you kind of what's new in there. And then we've also got a video up for each of the books as well. So all of the Liber volumes, the new Istvan Drop Site Massacre supplement, all that cool stuff. So yeah, there's about 7 or 8 videos up today. We thought we'd split it out like that just to make things a bit more digestible rather than having everything in one big video. As ever as well, we have got a load of written content over on spruesandbrews.com as well, with the full written reviews of all the army lists and our full written review of the core kind of box and the rules in there as well. So yeah, a lot of Horus Heresy content up today. But like I say, in this video, this is going to be focused on the Saturnine box, what's inside it, how the kits go together, what they look like kind of scale wise compared to some other models, and what kind of points values and what armies you can build straight out of this box, because there's an awful lot in here. This is £195, which I believe is a little bit more than the Age of Darkness box was last time round, but I believe the Age of Darkness box, the previous one, was £195 before it was discontinued. So yeah, and you do get a lot for your money in here. I mean, if we look at the contents, first of all we've got the Saturnine Dreadnought, which is bigger than a Leviathan. That thing looks absolutely bonkers. The new Saturnine Praetor, the new Centurion in Mark II power armour. You get the cool quad accelerator platform, so like big kind of artillery platform. I haven't seen that in the flesh yet, but looking at the box it looks like it's going to be quite big. And yeah, you also get 40 Mark II tactical marines and 2 sets of sprues for disintegrate weapons as well. So lots of options in there. I'm looking forward to seeing how these go together. It's going to be cool. I think I've been torn over the last few weeks, kind of deciding what force I want to paint with this. I've got a big Sons of Horus force already, and I had a Thousand Sons army back in like 1st edition Heresy, but it was only about 1,500 points. So with this box containing roughly 1,500 points worth of models, I thought I'd do them Thousand Sons, add them to that force, and I've got a big army to play with. Now, one thing you will have to kind of watch out on is with the new army constructions, making sure you've got enough heroes to accommodate the detachments you're taking. So really, for your existing forces, that's going to be the only real big change. But this force you can easily put together using the contents of this box. Maybe. There might be some shenanigans you need to do with detachments, but you know, there's lots of options for the detachments. So again, at the end of the video we'll kind of talk through, just using this box, what armies you can put together. But yeah, without further ado, should we crack this open and have a look what is inside? It is a big heavy box. If we crack this open, and in here we get an awful lot. So I mean, first things first, controversially, whippy sticks are now a thing of the past, and you do get solid rulers. These look like the same as the ones that were in the Middle-earth strategy battle game. I don't know why they include these rulers. I guess it is a kind of starter box. It has got all the dice in there and measuring implements and rules and stuff, and you could easily split this box into 2 smaller armies to be able to use it in your games. But yeah, I've never used one of these. The whippy sticks were only used for whipping other players back in the day. But it is handy to have a measuring ruler in case you want to just use everything out of this box. Like I say, there's dice and stuff in there, so it kind of makes sense. You also get the classic blast template, nothing's changed with those. Now, we've got an awful lot of stuff in this box. So, first things first, jumping out at me, I can see some sets of disintegrator weapons. Now, it looks like you get quite a few options there. So yeah, where the old ones for the last edition, they they had two different boxes, didn't they? One with all the heavy weapons in, one with all the special weapons in. With disintegrators obviously not being represented in the last edition, they put together a disintegrator sprue that has all the options you need on there, so that's quite cool. And you get two of these, so enough to certainly put two of those Marine squads in the box as disintegrators, and I believe those disintegrator weapons can go on the Terminators as well. So yeah, we get two of them. We've got the new hero. So this is the Mark II Centurion, I think he is. Again, it looks like there's some options on here. A couple of different heads at the very least. And yeah, he looks really, really nice. I do like that one. So like I said, I'll be building these up all up as 1,000 Suns, but he's a very Iron Warriors one. I know they're kind of like poster boys on the box. We'll pull out the next sprue, which looks to be the hero. Wow, that is a big sprue. So yeah, this looks to be the new Praetor in Saturnine armour. And yeah, this is a big old kit. So yeah, you've got quite a few different weapon options on here, from that big axe to the massive hammer. I think he's got a couple of different poses as well, a couple of different heads in there, and yeah, I'm interested to see just how flexible this kit is, because that's come a long way from the old kind of mono build hero kits that you tended to get in kind of starter boxes. That is very, very nice indeed, and I think he's going to be a popular one. So yeah, that is very cool. Next up, we've got a load of sprues which look like they're the accessory sprues from the Tactical Marines. So these are the same ones that were in the old Age of Darkness box. So with your Vexillas and your bayonets and stuff, so nothing new there. We do have, this looks like it's parts of the Terminators possibly. So we get two sprues of Saturnine Terminators. That's the Dreadnought maybe. Yeah, that looks like it's parts of the Dreadnought. So again, he's going to be a big kit. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes together in the flesh as well. From the leg options on there, it looks like it's going to be another really poseable one, which is cool. I wonder if there's another sprue to this. This certainly looks like it's the weapon sprue from that. And they've designed this kit to be magnetisable. You can see the magnet holes in there already. So when the other weapon options come out, you can just swap them in, which is good. But yeah, that looks very, very cool. So sprue A for that. And this then, this and this, must be the new Terminators, the Saturnine Terminators. How many sprues do we get of those? 2, 3 sprues there. I guess these must build 2 each then. And they're all identical sprues. Now again, there's a range of weapon options on these guys. They look like they're going to be quite big and chunky as well, which is cool. So yeah, very cool. We do have the disintegrator weapons on the sprue actually, so that's interesting. I think there's a plasma option on these as well, which I guess is that piece there. Yeah, they're very cool. So yeah, you get 3 of these sprues, so yeah, it must be 2 to a sprue to build them. So I do wonder if these are going to come boxed in 6s. They can be fielded in 3s in the game. And obviously with the different weapon options you could build 2 different units with these perhaps. So that's very cool. We get the quad accelerator, or at least part of the quad accelerator. That's a really, really nice looking kit. So that looks like it's the base part of it. So that again opens up the potential for future weapons going on this thing as well. So that's very cool. We'll see if we can find the other sprue to it. Which looks like this one is. So yeah, that's interesting. So you've got the kind of this main kind of weapon sprue to build up the main kind of turret itself and all the weapons. then underneath that you've got this platform that it sits on. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they release future weapon options for this. I mean, this is very, very cool. I'm looking forward to building this one up. So yeah, that's very cool. We then have, I think, another sprue for the Dreadnought. Sprue B for that. So yeah, it looks like it's got the 3 sprues in total, sprue A and B, and then it's got a third sprue with weapon options. And this looks a really customizable kit, because it looks like there's 4 different kind of body options for it, which is nice. I really like the Sons of Horus one. And then you've got like an Imperial Eagle. One-headed, so kind of pre-Great Crusade, which is a cool touch. For the Thousand Suns, I might have to just use a flat one and put some transfers on there. But these shoulder pads have got lots of space for either freehand or transfers and cool stuff like that. Yeah, this is going to be a really, really fun model to build up, so excited to have a play with that. We also get a sprue of status tokens. So one of the big things in the new edition of Heresy are the different statuses that you can put on units. So with that in mind, you get a sprue of tokens to remind you of what units have got what status. So that's a cool touch. Obviously I'm sure third parties will make these too, and the old Epic dice I think have the same facings. But yeah, that's really cool. So double sprue of those, I'm sure they'll be boxed separately. And then I think the rest of the kit is about 1 million sprues of Space Marines. 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues of the new Mark IIs. They're very nice. And there's a lot of legions that suit this kind of old school Mark II armour as well. So yeah, this is one I've been looking forward to coming out because they are very, very cool. I'm a big fan of the Mark II armour. And this looks like it's going to be a great kit as well. Obviously it's just bolters on here. You can build them as your special and heavy weapon squads. They should be compatible with the old upgrades from the last edition. I will have a play just to make sure they fit, but I'm fairly certain they said that the way they've designed all these kits is so that you can use those existing upgrade parts, which is cool. So yeah, so you get 4 sprues of that, so 40 of those guys. And then we also have a load of paper-based stuff in the box as well. So if we take this out here, that's a big heavy book. We'll have a look at that shortly. You do get a brand new transfer sheet which features the Salamanders and the Iron Hands. They're the kind of cover models, I suppose, for this edition. So yeah, it's no surprise there on there. Forge will do a lot of really nice transfer sheets for the other legions if you do want to do one of the other legions. But what's nice with these, you do have decals for, you know, all the various units, which is cool. It'll be interesting to see if there's another kind of like generic transfer sheet that keeps the split of Iron Warriors and Salamanders to go into the individual boxes when these come out. For Sons of Horus and Imperial Fist, they did something similar, didn't they, last time round? But that's a really nice transfer sprue. In the bottom of the box, you also get all the bases. So a lot of bases for the stuff in there. And a stack of dice too, including a scatter dice, so that's handy. So we get the big base for the Dreadnought as well. So I don't know what size base that is, a fairly big one. Yeah, 100mm maybe. And then we get in here, I assume it's going to be the core rulebook. Nice little Eye of Horus kind of badge on there. And then inside that slipcase, we've got the Age of Darkness book and also a little reference sheet. And what's nice is you actually get 2 reference sheets as well, so 1 for each player. That's really cool. Again, we're going to have a proper look at the rulebook in another video, but this looks handy with the new hit profiles and stuff on there, all the combat steps, all of the core challenge gambits on the back there as well, so that looks really, really useful. Yeah, that's very, very cool, and I like the fact that you get 2 of them And everything I've noticed with all this, all the books and everything have got 3rd edition on them, so you're not going to get mixed up which book you're using as well. Here, the core book, I'll have a quick flick through, but obviously we're going to look at this in more detail in another video because, yeah, there's a lot to go through in this book. But as ever, it looks really, really nice. Some big changes to the game as well. Not like massive, like, you know, the core game is still the same, but there's lots of big changes. So even if you're a you know, a returning player, I'd certainly make sure that you you know, read the rules fully, because there's lots of kind of niche things that have changed as well as the kind of the big ones that we know about. So yeah, very, very cool. Finally though, before we kind of jump to the future and have a look at the models, you do get a introductory rules and miniatures construction guide. So this got the instructions in and some get you by rules until you've got the Liber volumes. So this is nice. Really cool kind of introduction to starting the game. I guess that makes sense why they got the measuring sticks, because this is very much aimed as a kind of welcome to Horus Heresy kind of box. Even though the models are really nice, and you know, I'm sure a lot of people will be picking up this box to add to their existing armies, but this talks you through kind of the game, how it works, how to shoot, all that stuff. So that's really nice. It seems a proper like introduction to the game, especially if you've never played before. So yeah, this kind of something we've seen in a lot of games now, a kind of cut down rule book with a here's the rules, here's how you play, let's play through a couple of turns to learn everything. They've colour coded all the sprues in here, which is nice for identification. And then yeah, as ever, a lot of parts on these kits. Take your time. Looks like a lot of them, it doesn't matter what order you put them together as well. So yeah, just take your time and make sure that you're you read the instructions fully first, because there's a few kind of optional parts on some of these kits as well. I mean, if you look at the Praetor, he's got quite a few different parts you can put on him, and there might be some benefit here to sub-assemblies too. Certainly with his like robe at the back, you might find it difficult to kind of get in if that's in the way. He does look incredibly cool though. I quite like the axe. And then the technical squad, similar to the Mark 6 one. It looks like these are the same. They'll build in kind of stock posers, and then you can pop the weapons on. A lot of optional kind of bits and bobs on them too. Yeah, these are going to look really nice as Thousand Suns as well. So yeah, and then you get on the sprue, so disintegrator rifles, combi disintegrators, heavy disintegrators and disintegrator blasters. In each unit of 10 veterans, 2 models may be given a disintegrator blaster or a heavy disintegrator. So I guess that's what they're pitching this as, a veteran squad armed with disintegrators, with a couple of them having those more elite weapons. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I might put together a squad as a veteran squad. Obviously the other parts, I'm sure there'll be other uses. I haven't read, at the time of filming this, I haven't read the index, the Liber volumes yet. But yeah, and then we've got the Saturnine Terminators. They again look like they've got a lot of parts, so just make sure you have a proper read of that first. But yeah, it looks like there's a few different poses for them as well to make your squads look varied, which is nice. And then yeah, a whole host of different weapon options on them too. So yeah, I might build some melee focused ones, some very offensive shooting ones. So again, you might want to have a check out of the rules and everything. Like I say, we've got videos going through the whole Libers as well. So don't feel you're kind of building them blind without the full rules, because we will be looking at them. But they are very, very cool. And then the Saturnine Dreadnought, which again has got an awful lot of parts, but looks absolutely incredible. I think that's going to be a really, really fun one to work on. Again, you have got those magnet holes in there, so I think it will work similar to the Leviathan, where on the kind of receiving bits for the arms, wherever they are in the instructions, there'll be some magnet holes, and again, just watch your polarity, but put the ones on the weapons too, and then you'll be able to swap them in and out. And again, when the new weapon sprue comes out, you'll be able to swap between the weapons as well. So that's really cool. So yeah, so this piece here, it's exactly the same as on the Leviathan. The kind of inside bit there, you can stick a magnet on each side, a magnet on each side of this, and then you can just pop them in and out. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what they were. I think it was 2 mil, 1 mil thick magnets, I think. I'll put a little message up here with what size they are for this kit, just so you can get them ready for when the model comes out. But I definitely recommend doing that, because it is going to make it easier to swap out the weapons, and that's, you know, a really useful thing to have on your thing. These are potentially done better than the Leviathan as well, because that it was completely hollow, where they've got the recessed recess to put the magnet in there. So that's really cool. Yeah, that looks amazing. And then finally, the accelerator platform. Like I said, you've got the base that you build up first with one sprue, and then you build up the rest of it. You don't need to stick it down. That just kind of goes onto the platform and can be removed and spin around during games as well, which is very cool. So what we're going to do now is jump to the future and have a look at all these built and painted. So it's been a busy couple of weeks, but we managed to get the Saturnine box painted up. Wanted to do these as Thousand Suns, because my first army for the first edition of Horus Heresy was Thousand Suns too, and did them an awfully long time ago with like a nice gloss scheme, so I wanted to recreate that. So dredged up the scheme from the depths of my mind, and I'm really, really happy how it's turned out. And kind of with all this laid out here, you get a lot of stuff in the box. Now, you get approximately 2,000 points in the Saturnine box, and that is building 3 tactical squads and 1 veteran squad with disintegrators. I think I mentioned in the unboxing that disintegrators you can use for special or heavy weapon teams. You can't, they're exclusive to the veterans. So you do get enough parts in there to build 2 squads of them, so that'd bump the points a little bit higher. Again, for upgrades on the Saturnine Terminators, I've kind of built 1 squad with each loadout, but you could just kind of build them all with dual weapons, which might bump up the points a little bit more as well. But yeah, approximately 2,000 points you can do with this, so really, really good start for an army. And if you've got an existing, the previous Age of Darkness box, if you painted these to match your existing army, you've then got loads of units you can pull through. You could go more heavy into the veterans with disintegrators maybe as well, to kind of, you've probably already got a load of tactical marines anyway, but with these being kind of an addition to a new army, and my previous army was very Terminator heavy, I wanted to build the 3 squads of tacticals, just so I've got some decent bodies with the line kind of rule to score more points from objectives. So where should we start? I mean, I guess the big centerpiece is the new Dreadnought, and he is absolutely gorgeous. Now this is really, really easy to magnetize. I've magnetized these guns here. There's just little holes drilled each side, and again with the main guns as well, they're magnetized so they can just slide out. There are a couple of new weapon options coming for the Saturnine Dread, so I wanted to make sure that I was able to swap them out in the future if I wanted to. Go together really, really nicely. Now these big shoulder pads can be left off as separate pieces. I would recommend doing that, because you're probably going to want to spray them a different colour to the main body. I mean, all these, I've basically sprayed it silver, and then the red's Tamiya Clear Red to give that gloss red, and then I've got a more kind of matte white on the shoulder pads to give him a bit of variation. But yeah, he is a big chunky boy. I mean, if we get a Space Marine in comparison next to him, he is absolutely massive. If you've got a Custodes Telemon Dreadnought, it's approximately as big as that, so yeah, big chunky thing. And you never know, we might see a plastic Telemon at some point as well, which is a very similar kind of style. So yeah, really, really impressed with that. The posing, he's a little bit tight on this side, and I don't think I got him fully centered on the hip, so if you do twist him in a more kind of dramatic pose, you might struggle to build the arms. It recommends building these sections earlier, but I'd maybe do it the other way around, build the leg assembly and then work out how you're going to pose up your arms. But other than that, yeah, really, really nice kit, really fun to build and paint as well, and I kind of want some more of them, even though in the new edition probably not going to fit many of them in the army. This is more of a kind of mid-range dreadnought, where the Leviathan's more like a close-range brawler now, and then you've got your Contemptor for a bit of an all-rounder, and your Dreadio for a long-range or anti-air one. So they've all got distinct roles that they can fit into, and even with the new detachment system, you can still fit in a few dreadnoughts if you want to. Moving on to the Saturnine Praetor, again another really nice model. I opted for the axe on this one, but you can build him with the hammer as well, and he's got quite a few poses. It's quite a customizable kit. I can see people having kind of different looking ones. I've opted to leave the cape off the back of it as well. It does come with a big cloak, but I thought it kind of suited the more brutal looking Saturnine armour without that on the back of it. So yeah, really happy with how he turned out as well. The other hero is the Mark II Centurion. This was a really fun model to work on too. So Centurion's going to be really important in the new edition of Horus Heresy, because they've got Officer of the Line, I think the rule's called. So if you take one, you unlock 2 additional detachments to your army rather than just one. And so from a list building point of view, you're probably going to want 1 or 2 of these to give you those extra detachments to play with. And the fact that you get one in the box as well is really handy. This looks really nice. It looked really good as Iron Warriors. I mean, I think the one in the box is painted as Iron Warriors. But yeah, very impressed with this guy. And again, that more kind of brutal old school armour as well really suits some legions. Like, you could do a really nice conversion with World Eaters or something, I think, on this one. So really happy with how he's turned out. Next up, we've got the Saturnine Terminators. So I built 2 squads of these. One with the dual disintegrator cannons, which I think is going to be the optimum build for these. If they stand still, they've got firing protocols too, so they can fire both of these guns at the same time. So sit back, nuke things from a distance. I think they're going to be pretty good. So yeah, I've built with 3 of them with that loadout. You can take up to 6 of them in a squad, so you could just build a unit of 6 of them if you wanted to, but to show off all the parts in the kit, I thought I'd do 2 of each. I think, off the top of my head, you only get 6 disintegrator guns across the 2 sets of sprues. So if you are going dual, you're only going to be able to build 3 of the models with dual guns. So because of that, I built the other 3 with plasma and fist. You could go dual plasma as well if you wanted on these, but I envision these guys as coming down with the Praetor. They've got like teleport boosters in their shoulder, so even though they don't have deep strike on their own kind of profile, the Praetor can deep strike and bring them down with him, which is pretty cool. And then they've got like little flamer gauntlets on their fists and pretty scrappy in a fight. I do think the disintegrator gun's better than the plasma gun, but I wanted to use all the dual disintegrator ones for a dedicated like shooting platform. Absolutely massacre Marines, disintegrator guns can, so it's a really good weapon in games of Horus Heresy. But yeah, these guys were really fun to work on. So should we look at those new veterans first? So it isn't like a different kit for the veterans, it is using that standard Mark II tactical marine armour, but you get 2 full sprues of a variety of disintegrator weapons. And you get combi disintegrators, 2 like special disintegrators, and these heavy ones as well. So I've used a variety on these guys. You do get a disintegrator pistol for the sergeant as well. And again, this is silver with Tamiya clear red over it to get that kind of gloss armour effect. And yeah, I'm really happy with how these turned out. I really like the Mark II armour. I think it'd really suit legions like the White Scars as well. If we look at one of the tactical marines, you do get some chain bayonets on the sprue as well, which look kind of really brutal with them. So yeah, really happy with how these guys turned out. I'm looking forward to fielding these. Jay's frantically painting up some salamanders to fight against my 1,000 Suns, so looking forward to seeing how they do in the fight. So, like I say, you get 40 tactical bodies, and you get enough disintegrate weapons to build 2 full squads of veterans with disintegrators if you want to. So, those guns as well, I haven't tried it, but they should be compatible on the Mark 6 and Mark 3 armours as well. Just because they've all got similar poses. If you've seen any of the kind of recent 2nd edition onwards plastic kits, they've all got kind of the 5 models in each sprue kind of walking the same way, and then the arms will fit in the same way. So those weapons should fit them without any issues. I just want to show the Arachnoid platform, Arachnos platform, whatever it's called, the big quad accelerator. This is really cool. So if I take the turret off, this has got fully articulated legs, so it can kind of land down across terrain and stuff. From a game point of view, you kind of ignore the legs and all the measuring's just done to the main platform. This then can spin around on the platform, and it can kind of pivot up and down as well, which is cool. Really, really nice kit, much bigger than I was expecting it to be. I mean, if you pop it down here again, you can see the kind of size of it compared to, well, even the Dreadnought. It's a fair old sized kit, which is really, really cool. From a rules point of view, that thing's quite cool as well. Anything within 3 inches of the turret gets a invulnerable save as well. Interestingly, that turret does fit perfectly on a Sakharin body as well. It's the same kind of hole size as that. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see like an anti-air Sakharin come in an arcane journal, working as a kit bash across the 2 kits. That's something they've really done with this edition of Horus Heresy, with the journal system, similar to Old World, have new kits that they can bring out without needing the investment of a new kit. So all of the profiles in the Istvan Dropsite Massacre journal are made up of kit bashes of other kits, so that's really cool. Gives you an opportunity to convert, and I can absolutely see this one being part of one too. So yeah, that is a look at the contents of the Saturnine box. An amazing box, and thoroughly enjoyed painting these up. I am tempted to get another one to paint up as a different legion as well. Mark II are just so much fun to paint, and the Saturnine stuff's really cool. I know it's been a bit Marmite for some people, but I have thoroughly enjoyed working on these. Due to the fact this has been a bit of a rush to get this one together, with painting all the models and doing the numerous videos and articles that we've got for this one. So we've got videos for all of the Liber volumes. I've got a video going through the core rulebook, and then we've got full written articles on all those as well. Tens of thousands of words up on spruesandbrews.com today. So if you are interested in Heresy, we've got loads of content up there. We did want to do a battle report, but unfortunately we just ran out of time. So what we're going to do is hopefully in the next couple of weeks do a battle, 2,000 points, pitting the contents of the Saturnine box against, I think, Salamanders we're going to do, just to kind of show off a few of the new mechanics, because you can see that in more detail in our kind of Heresy 3rd edition rulebook review. But there's quite a few, bigger changes in this edition of the game, more so than I was expecting. So I think it'd be good to kind of show all those changes and how it works. So stay tuned for that. Like I say, we've got loads of stuff on here as well, loads of stuff on spruesandbrews.com. So if you do kind of want to get into Heresy and see how your armies work and what's in the books, that is all up on the website as well. So spruesandbrews.com. Loads and loads of content up there. If you have enjoyed the video as well, why not give us a like, why not give us a follow, tell us what legion you're planning on building. Are you picking up the Saturnine box? What are your plans for the 3rd edition of Horus Heresy? I know some people have been a bit concerned that there's some of the changes, but honestly, give it a go. It is so much fun. Really enjoying Heresy, and looking forward to putting together some more forces for it. If you would like to support the site as well, we do have an affiliate link to Element Games in the description. Anything that you get through that gets a bit of a kickback, which goes towards running these sites and paying for all the books and stuff that we need to buy to do all this stuff. And again, massive thanks to Games Workshop for sending us the Saturnine box and review copies of all the books for this range, because it's a lot to get through. I quite like that it's all dropped on day one, compared to it being staggered in 2nd edition, but there's a lot of reading material there to get through. But yeah, until next time, I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.